Hello people of the world, it is I, Dr. Potato, bringing you some story time. So yeah, let's just jump straight into this. So it starts out when I'm in elementary school, and I like playing tag. When I was in elementary school, I like to play tag a lot, any sort of stuff like that, like hide and seek. So, I was down to play infected all the time. And so are my friends. So I got like 5 of my best friends, and we just kept playing infected like for like a couple of weeks, or not a couple of weeks, I'd say like a couple of days. We just gather around this tree after lunch, and the last one there becomes infected. The same old. But then like one day, my best friend's friends, like, they start joining, and they're like, "Oh, sweet dude, we like playing infected," and we're like, "Oh, that's pretty Gucci, you can join in." And then we let them join in and stuff, and then that kept happening with all of us. Eventually there was like 14 people, or like 12 or something, and we just kept gathering around this tiny tree after lunch, and like last one there was infected, right? But then like my teacher, or not my teacher, but one of the teachers out there, to make sure we're doing not stupid stuff, they were like, "Hey, this tree is gonna die with all you guys here, so stop bullying it, because bullying is bad." Just kidding. But you know what I mean. After she does that, we're like, alright, so where are we gonna go to next? And we didn't really... There's this big pole that like held up shade over the playground, but we didn't want to go there for the last tag thing, and because there's this accident with the kid like tripping and like falling there, and cracked his head open. Really gruesome. So... And the only other things were trees, and we're like, "Oh wait, there's a soccer goal out in the middle of the field over there. We could go there." It was really far away though, or not super far away, but for us elementary kiddos, it was far. So we just kept playing infected. Last one to a soccer goal was infected, Gucci stuff. Then there were so many people that we couldn't just stick with one infected person first, so it was like the last 2 or 3 people were infected. And it just slowly kept getting bigger, and I just, like, at that point I was realizing that it was getting bigger, and it wasn't just our friends, it was just like some acquaintances, I guess, but they just kept joining in, they just kept pouring in, and it kept happening so much. And this was like in 6th grade, and like the fact that I could do that, or like me and 3 other kids or 4 other kids could do that, was pretty cool. Like, we seemed kind of popular now. But then, like, it changed when everyone, like, almost everyone in 6th grade, no, I'd say, no, everyone in 6th grade, including some 5th graders or something, would always just run. Like, they don't even care what the teachers that, like, made sure we didn't do stupid stuff said. They just run to the soccer goal, and, like, the last 20 were infected. And let me tell you, it got intense when we were doing that. Like, at first, it was pretty easy for me not to get infected, because I was, like, average. I wasn't that high of a runner. But then, like, when all the fastest runners and stuff started playing, then it was, like, started getting crazy. And there were so many people there. It looked like that we were going to start, like, a revolution against the school. So I'm pretty sure all the teachers are all skeptical. But, yeah, it just got so big and massive and whatever. And then we had these rules and stuff. And then we had to make up, like, you had to do a peace sign if you're not infected, and like a 5 fingers if you are. And like, we enforced those rules, because there's some mean dudes that didn't even listen, and they just kept infecting people. And like, the cheating got so super, like, it just blew up. There's a lot of cheaters. But there's like 3 groups. There's the averages, which got like tagged. No, there's 4 groups. The averages that got tagged, like, they just got tagged, but they didn't survive too long, they didn't survive too little, they just got tagged. The really fat guys or something, the unathletic, which got tagged immediately. The hiders, which like hid. I was one of those. I hid. There's like this ditch, so a lot of kids hid there, and you couldn't really see them unless you went over there. And then there's like the super athletic people. If you tried tagging them, they couldn't get tagged. Like, the only way you could tag them if they're like, "Alright, fine, I'll give up. I'll give you guys mercy." And you're like, "Oh, thank you." And, yeah, that's what happened. I kind of, like, we kind of moved, me and my friends, only a little bit, we kind of moved the whole 6th grade to freaking play the game of infected. I can't even imagine doing that again in like high school, even though high schoolers don't even play infected or anything. But what really offended me, I don't know why, but I get triggered by this, but there's this one person that I told them they broke the rules, and they're like, and I said, since I was one of the enforcers, because I was one of the first ones that founded it, I was like, hey, you can't do that, that's cheating. They're like, oh, be quiet, you didn't make this game. And then they just said the name of my other friend that made it too, like one of the 4 others, and I was like, how dare you, I cannot believe someone would do this to me. Yeah, I get really triggered by that. I mean, but still, like getting the whole 6th grade and maybe even a little bit of 5th to play infected when you only started out with just you and like 4 other friends, that's still pretty cool. I mean, it was just it was cool, because then everyone just started knowing us more. Like, not, we didn't become super popular, but we became like acquaintances for other people, but like a little bit above that, like kind of in the friend zone. Not yeah, just in the, you know what I mean, I guess. So yeah, leave a like on this video, subscribe, and tell me any stories that happened to you in school, I guess. So yeah, keep it real, my homie G's, my home slices, and I'll see you next time.